Welcome to an alternate past. Today's video is, what if the Wright brothers had failed to achieve flight? Imagine a world where the sky remains untouched by human innovation. If the Wright brothers had failed to achieve flight on that fateful day in 1903, our reality would be starkly different. At Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, when Orville and Wilbur Wright made history by successfully flying the Wright Flyer, they did more than just conquer the skies. They shaped the future of transportation, warfare, and global connectivity. But what if their attempt had ended in failure? How would our world look today without the advent of the airplane? Without the Wright brothers' breakthrough, the timeline of aviation advancement would have been significantly delayed. Early 20th century inventors working on flight technology heavily relied on the Wright brothers' published findings and blueprints. The absence of this crucial knowledge would mean that subsequent inventors would have to start from scratch, possibly postponing the advent of viable airplanes by decades. The delay in aviation development could have affected everything from the progression of technology in other fields to the way we understand and utilize our airspace. World War I, often cited as the war that introduced aerial combat, would have been drastically different. Planes played a key role in reconnaissance missions, providing vital intelligence that could turn the tide of battle. Without reconnaissance airplanes, ground troops would have been more vulnerable, casualties likely skyrocketing due to a lack of strategic oversight. Imagine the harsh, exhaustive trench warfare without any aerial support or the ability to view enemy positions from above. The delay in flight technology might have altered the outcomes of key battles, and ultimately the war itself. During World War II, aircraft were not only crucial for reconnaissance, but also for bombing campaigns and transportation of troops and supplies. The failure of the Wright brothers to achieve flight could mean that the world witnessed a very different Second World War, potentially extending its duration or changing its outcome completely. Think of the devastating bombing raids over cities like London and Dresden. These operations, conducted by the Luftwaffe and Allied forces, would not have been possible. The absence of air power might have led to different military strategies and alliances, pushing the world into a completely unrecognizable geopolitical landscape. Commercial aviation, which has become a linchpin of the modern global economy, might not exist in its current form. The airline industry generated a staggering $838 billion in 2019 alone, and millions of people rely on air travel for business, tourism, and personal reasons. A world without the Wright brothers' success might see less globalization, fewer cultural exchanges, and limited economic opportunities. Think about not being able to visit far-off destinations or meet people from different continents within a day. The cultural richness and international cooperation we experience today would be significantly diminished. Medical advances relying on air transport for emergencies and organ transplants would face unimaginable constraints. The golden hour, a crucial time frame for treating trauma victims, would be harder to adhere to without medevac helicopters. The impact on humanitarian aid is profound as well. Efforts to deliver relief to disaster-stricken areas would be greatly hampered. Millions of lives potentially saved by rapid medical interventions and disaster relief could be lost. Our society's infrastructure would also look remarkably different. Airports, which are cornerstones of urban planning and economic growth, might not exist. Cities that have thrived because of their roles as air hubs, such as Dubai, Hong Kong, and Singapore, might be modest towns instead of bustling metropolises. The job market would shift dramatically without the need for pilots, flight attendants, air traffic controllers, and countless other positions linked to the aviation industry. Cities and their economies built on the back of thriving airports could have evolved in entirely different ways. Think about innovation in technology derived from advancements in aviation. Creations like the jet engine, radar, and even GPS might have come much later or via different trajectories. The impact on other fields, such as telecommunications and space exploration, could be enormous. The ripple effect of these delays would be felt in every aspect of modern life, from how we communicate to how we explore the universe. There might be a world without satellites guiding our navigation or providing us with instantaneous global communication. Not to mention the social impact. Families spread across continents, friendships maintained via short flights, relationships kindled and sustained over flying visits might never have flourished. Personal milestones, like visiting a partner or attending a distant relative's wedding, could be insurmountable challenges. The very fabric of our social lives, woven as it is with the threads of travel and ease of movement, would appear fragmented. In conclusion, the failure of the Wright brothers to achieve flight would have altered not just the course of aviation history, but humanity itself. The far-reaching impact spans across wars, economies, health services, social structures, and technological advancements. This profound shift would leave us with a world that is less connected, less advanced, and less enriched by the convergence of diverse cultures and ideas. The skies that the Wright brothers conquered were not just a milestone. They were a gateway to a future that their success made possible.